Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike, and I don't have to tell you that the moon is very important to Earth. Maybe it's not the most important, but it's pretty important. Which got me thinking, how much is the moon worth? Assuming the entire moon could be mined of its natural resources, what would you find? Well, if you believe in things like fairy tales, then you'd probably say cheese. Hypothetically, if the moon was in fact made of cheddar cheese at a market price of about 10 bucks a pound, then the moon would be worth $1.6 quadrillion, and if exported to Earth, would cover the entire planet with nearly 43 kilometers of cheese. Unfortunately, the moon isn't made of cheese, but what it is made of is much more valuable. Moon Express, a private company who is working with NASA to be the first private lander on the moon, has plans to eventually mine for gold, platinum, and helium-3 on the lunar surface. According to Popular Mechanics, the helium-3 alone would be worth about $1.41 million per kilo, or about $25 quadrillion for the whole lot. That's enough helium-3 to supply the electricity demand of the entire US for 500,000 years. So how do we take this rock and put a valuation on it? There are three markets for the moon: the Earth market, the moon market, and the galactic market. Assuming you could break down the moon and ship the raw resources back to Earth, how much would it be worth on the global market? Through surface spectrometer readings and other sensor data, the composition of the moon is only roughly understood. Regardless, with the current understanding, element by element, the moon has a current market value estimated to be between $30 and $35 quintillion. If a sovereign colony on the moon were able to supply water, oxygen, and building materials to Earth-based nations in space, the markup would be incredible. It costs about $2,200 per kilo to put an object into space. At that rate, a lunar-produced 2-liter soda could be sold for at least $4,500. Unfortunately, market values are based on supply and demand, and attributing a human currency system on outer space won't work. Not to mention, if some alien had the technology to shop around, there are plenty of other options to go for. Even so, assuming they did decide they wanted the moon, there's not a lot we could really do about it. Valuing a rock in space is less about the materials it contains and more about the characteristics it beholds. For humans, the moon is invaluable as it's the closest solid foundation outside of the Earth. Its value as a stepping stone is unmeasurable. If you want to travel between the Earth and Mars, the moon is a perfect real estate spot for refueling stations. However, for an alien race traveling star to star, the moon is simply a generic rock with little value. The galaxy is that of abundance, and because of that, the moon is of little value beyond being a beautiful reminder in the night sky of our place in the universe. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the other videos on screen and be sure to subscribe. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching.